Welcome back, YouTube. We're diving straight into Battle 2.0, and we're on random genre. BT Dubs is looking for Christopher Nolan movies, and I'm looking for horror, but not yet. Let's go with Avatar. Okay, Boiler Room, so we've got Vin Diesel. We're still not looking for horror movies, but let's go to Chronicles of Riddick. Now we're looking for horror movies. Lord of the Rings Horror Maniac with Elijah Wood. Nicolas Cage Horror. Mandy. Okay. The play here is another Christopher Nolan movie. Just burn one. He's only made about 8. See what we can do. Because they can't play Nolan off this. Okay. Well, I'm not allowed a Nicolas Cage Chris Nolan movie. But what about a tough one to get out of? I don't know if they knew that, or if they're just playing random movies and crossing their fingers. Try to get out of that without Nolan. Wow. Oh. It's doing more than 3 genres now. Peter Capaldi is in World War Z. I'm not going to get screwed on genre so often anymore. This person knows Nolan inside and out. I feel like I know him fairly well, but what can you do? Mum and Dad. In this house, we love Nicolas Cage. And I don't think Selma Blair gets you to Nolan. Not in one move. Wow. I don't have an immediate horror movie off that. Because nothing scares the Staith. We're back on Nicolas Cage. We already used him. Okay. This feels like a bad play. I'm gonna block. I don't know if I needed to, but... Okay. Possessor is Christopher Abbott in Oppenheimer. He feels like the kind of person who would have been. Wait, do I now need 9 horror movies? They nerfed it? Okay, but everyone's in Amsterdam. Not a lot of people seen that one. This is pre-fame Margot Robbie. Or like Neighbours era Margot Robbie. And they don't have a skip. So they can escape here. What's the other one called? No. No Scarlett Johansson. No. She is in a Nolan. She's in The Prestige. That's probably a horror movie, huh? Pusher, then. If they can play Christopher Nolan directly from Pusher, they deserve it. Bleeder, not a horror movie. There's not a lot of plays I like here. Have a breathe in and block it. Because Guy Pearce is in Memento. We're going to go read the patch notes after this. I think I've probably seen most of them. Carl McLaughlin Horror, The Hidden. Is Carl McLaughlin in Inland Empire? No, good. I'm out of blocks. That's worth remembering. Do you know the director? Well, that's interesting. Is there a Nolan play off Silence of the Lambs? That's not good. That's not a horror. One of the 6 horror movies to be nominated for Best Picture is not a horror. Who was in Interstellar? Who did that to me? Brooke Smith. That feels like someone just typed in Interstellar and prayed. But that was a very impressive Nolaning. I don't know what I could have done to prevent that. Patch notes. Genre tags are no longer limited, we know. Good, okay. Romance is up to 10. Romance has gone up to 10. Fantasy has gone up to 8. They nerfed everything. Okay. Ranked Battle Classic. You can report for cheating, botting, harassment, or other. There's only so much scope for harassment in this game, frankly. Just deliberately wasting time, maybe. That I can't think of anything else you could do. And you can delete your account. Yeah. Yep. Animated movies were a very bad play for a while there, because animation ate one of the 3 genres. Okay. Harassing other via titles. They say it specifically. Oh, honestly, I admire the creativity when someone does that. Does that include when people call me a cheater for knowing who a director is? Okay. Well, we're going to stick with random genre, but it is harder now. I'm after romance. I'm after 10 romance movies. And they're after 9 horror movies. Oh, I don't know. No Country for Old Men. Just get us started. Driveway Dolls. Just trying to burn a... Hopefully not a skip. Oh no, I know a skip out of here. Because Geraldine Viswanathan is in Blockers. Okay. Elvis. A romance with Austin Butler. I don't know that there is one. Romance with Tom Hanks, though. He's not very romantic in The Bike Riders. Or Dune 2. I mean, we gotta just keep playing them, right? You've got mail. So everything I know about what doesn't count for genres, I need to just wipe out of my mind completely. It makes fantasy a lot easier. Okay. You can count on me. Is there a Ruffalo horror? Is this a romance? Well, why don't we just take the low-hanging fruit? La La Land. I wonder if they've fixed Adventureland. Nope. And I guess we have to block because Zombieland 2 exists. Yeah, I know. It's not a romance, but I just watched this last night and I want to know if they know anything about Sasquatch Sunset. You could watch this movie and have no idea Jesse Eisenberg's in it. I'd love it if they burn a skip here. Yeah. There are Rinka Kikuchi horror films. And they're Japanese, so they're scary. He knows the directors. It's another movie called Damsel. It's not 2024, it's older than that. Yeah, our opponent got screwed there. There's absolutely, they made a movie called Damsel, but it was like 2016 or something. We go again. The search still isn't good. Needs to prioritize by when you type the entire title. Like if I type no should show up before nope. Or No Country for Old Men. Looking for horror. Not going to worry too much about romance on the other side. Shyamalan is irrelevant because our opponent's not there. We go again. I think the damsel they were trying to play is that Netflix dragon thing. The Zellner Brothers one was Robert Pattinson and Mia Wasikowska. And it's a lot of fun. Fantasy, but not yet. That's unfortunate. Okay, and thereafter horror. Well, let's just play Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I'm trying not to burn any Lord of the Rings movies. A good play here would be to just take me straight back to them. Fellowship's already been played. Alright, I'll get what I can. You know what? I don't like Christopher Lee in a horror round. Yeah, that's why. has blocked. Okay. If you know the other Ash Aaron, Margot Robbie horror movie, you deserve a point. I watched it and I don't remember what it's called. Vigilante, maybe? Shall we try that? 2008, that's about the right time. It's not a horror anyway. I watched this movie. I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Okay, 21 Jump Street. Friday by Ice Cube. There's got to be some Ice Cube horror movie. Is he in like Dracula 2000? Ghosts of Mars, maybe? Mission to Mars? He's in one of those. Okay. Well, let's find out. He is in Ghosts of Mars, it turns out, but that is a John Carpenter movie. We learned something, but at what cost? I assume anyone playing horror knows who John Carpenter is. Fine, good. Natasha Lyonne. Elizabeth Olsen's in Silent House, the remake. But Dart Squirrel doesn't know horror very well, so that's fine. Fantasy. There's got to be something. Let's just stay afloat. I think I need, instead of going to fantasy, I might just focus on beating our opponent. There's a horror movie for you. And Keira Knightley gets me into gets me into a bunch of Pirates of the Caribbean movies, which are all fantasy. Interstellar. Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain. That won't count. No, it does count. Okay. What on earth is that thing called? Jolene. A most violent year. I have a feeling. Where are we going from here? Black Swan. No, I don't want... Well, Black Swan's probably fantasy as well. We still getting robbed. She has a moment of fantasy in this movie. Who's in this thing? It's James Franco. Blanking on James Franco fantasy. Eight fantasies is tough. Although if you hit a franchise, you can stay there and knock out like 5 of them. Danny McBride. Do you know anything about Prince? Nope, I don't. There's a better Michael Cera play. I think Dream Scenario probably counts as both of these, maybe? But I need to block horror from there because we're in the Cageverse. I'm in trouble there. We escape. Did we burn all the Francos? Are you just stuck in the Disaster Artist? Oh. This is the best possible brick. I went on an escape. Keep them coming. I think I'm going to switch to random cast next game, change it up. Seems like they might be easier now. Just burn a romance. Horror, not a romance. We're after romance. This person has had success with horror before. They have the icon to prove it. Sure. Oh, I didn't need a romance yet. Oh well. Fine. What's it called? Byzantium. I might have thought of this as a horror film. Contains vampires. Neil Jordan has other horror films, but if they knew them, they would have played them already. Romance with Jake Gyllenhaal. What's it called? Love and Other Drugs. Okay, fine. Or do I try and... Is there a Gyllenhaal trap? Danny Villeneuve is a bit of a giveaway there. There's got to be 100 of them, doesn't there? Meet Joe Black. Why do I not just know 1,000 Brad Pitt romances? Ah, this counts now. That's awesome. It didn't used to. I suppose Allied is arguably a romance. By the Sea is a romance? Jessica Chastain. I did a bit of a deep dive on Jessica Chastain movies. This has too many faces on the cover for it to be a good trap, but it's an obscure film. Terrible. Terrible film. Mila Kunis is in not No Strings Attached, the other one, Friends with Benefits. I'm not going to... You know what? I'm going to play Morgan, and then I'm going to brick. There's a lot of Anya Taylor-Joy horror movies. Kate Mara, My Days of Mercy. That's what we want to see. Bellamy is a romance. Abduction. I was trying to think of any Robert Pattinson movie that wasn't a romance and didn't take us to David Cronenberg. And they don't want to drop me into horror. Back into Twilight. Okay. Keep the Kristen Stewart hope alive. I don't think Hannibal counts as horror. I'm not sure. I can think of a Jack Lemmon romance. Some Like It Hot. And now we're in good territory, because a lot of the Marilyn Monroe movies are romances. Jack Lemon. Let's just let's type road 2 and see where we land. The road 2. Well, did not find what we were looking for. I said I was going to change, didn't I? Random cast. That was silly. I had a million ways out there. Idris Elba. So we want to be in... We want to be in Marvel, really. Okay. Yeah, that's not... They're using Evil X. I need to use it as a liability for them. Just trap them somewhere. That's John Turturro on the poster. Yeah, just everything they play. Let's just drop them somewhere. The station agent. Just try and keep him off balance. Well, that's not someone I can beat them with. But what about Bad Batch? I'm not actively looking for Idris. Evil X is too game controlling for that. Okay, Boogie Nights. Can't use PSH. Okay, that's harder. We just need them to play a single first play. Okay, let's try Force Majeure. And now we're in Ruben Ostlund territory. I'm starting to feel in control of things. We're fine. Good game. ELX is terrifying. It just completely overruns every other part of the game. Because it makes any play a potential win or loss. I'm back to romance. I didn't even do that on purpose. But I'll take it. Sure, tomorrow never tires. Well, what do you know about Mahana? That's nonsense. Have I got the wrong Bond movie? Brosnan. It must be this one. One of the Pierce Brosnan Bonds is a Lee Tamahori film. The Heart on Wild Things. That's interesting. Valentine? This one, probably? Doesn't count as a romance. That's probably fair. Kirsten Dunst romance movie. I can think of one. No, it's not, is it? It's not at all. It's The Brick. This is the movie I was thinking about. On the Rocks. Groundhog Day is sort of a romance. Fair enough. This probably... No, good. I think it's all one word, yeah. I have no idea if this is a romance. Nope. I never saw Sherry Baby. I can't just give you a free Julia Roberts. Okay, that's what I like to see. No, Elijah Wood is in Eternal Sunshine. So I got to brick you. You got to brick me. We play an obscure Vigo and see what happens. See where we go from there. Oh, I definitely need to block. He's in love, actually. Well, that's not somewhere we want to be. Give us a full cast on this. It's a bad use of a full cast. Richard Matheson, I am legend. Okay. It did help. Yeah. £7, a romance. I suspect it's a drama. And tell me what Will Smith romance I'm missing. Tabbed out. Freebie. Good. Yeah, I could have told you Rosario Dawson. I didn't know Woody Harrelson was in it. I do want another one with cast. Who do we get? Nicolas Cage. Oh. Praise be. It doesn't matter what I play here. If I don't get a win with Nick Cage, I'm playing the wrong game. And we got a free, what do I call it? Let's go with Birds of Prey. I was trying to think of the other James Ponsoldt romance thing. The Sweet something. Got Shailene Woodley in it. No idea. Well, this has been working for us. I was asking for that, wasn't I? Who else is in this thing? John Cena, Sylvester Stallone. That might just take them back to Guardians of the Galaxy. You're a little unlucky. There's no no fantasy in this. Dear me. This time we just try and trap our opponent in Spain. Well, how about that? That's unfortunate. Is this guy? No. Oh, it is. Whew. This is a bad place to be too. Burn their other Jumanji. I do not like being here. I've probably missed 10 cage links so far. And now we're in Terry Gilliam, Sean, you idiot. Block. Fantasy out the wazoo. That's fantasy, and it has a sequel. I'm just stumbling around now. Yeah, I knew we were too close to fantasy here. Okay. I mean, if X-Men counts as fantasy, I'm just done. That was a fair stab. See what you can do with that. There's a Nicholas Rogue escape. Or you need to be Australian. Or Logan's Run, I guess. Good. Yeah. Home turf advantage on that one. I'm going to go again. I'd love to win with cast. It's much harder than genre. Especially random cast, where you don't just get to study one person. Robin Williams. Well, do I just take us out of the 60s? Going back to the 60s. Maybe if I spell the word league. Not League of Their Own. And they've got Evil X on. Okay. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And this next play, they'll play another Bond, and that will eat all of my Bond people all at once. Who do I have? Yeah, we're escaping here. Okay. Robin Williams goes on hold while we deal with Evil X. Well, that's just cruel. Are you kidding? This is Mark Romanek, who did Never Let Me Go. That was tough. Kazuo Ishiguro. Okay. I've read most of them. Okay, we're going to Call Me By Your Name via James Ivory. There's got to be more Ishiguro movies. Chalamet, okay. Do we have... Not really. Don't look up. Oh, and they got to Nolan twice as well. Great. Sure. May have heard of Spider-Man. I'm going to block because Willem Dafoe's in everything. We do not want to skip there. Boy, is it Danny Glover? No. Obscure Joaquin. Not obscure, but maybe gets us out of trouble. Casey Affleck's in a lot of movies. Okay, 12 Angry Men. No. Am I crazy? We're out of bricks. We're dead. No. Ryan Brown. Elizabeth Shue. Okay, we're going long today. We've already gone long. I'm going back to genre. After my next win, I'm going to wrap it up. A fellow randomizer. Horror. I need horror. For the first couple of rounds, it doesn't really matter what we play. I don't want to go to Smosh the movie. Oh boy. Remind me not to play Free Guy. This person knows a bunch of internet nobody movies. I'm sure. The Haunting. Immediate brick. Owen Wilson. Bottle Rocket. Jennifer Aniston's in Leprechaun as well. I mean, we can hang with James Caan. That's fine. I want to say this is a Roger Corman movie. Is it not? Okay. I see how it's going to be. Oh no. But we're in John Carpenter. What are you talking about? John Carpenter. People Under the Stairs is Wes Craven. Okay, but we get another John Carpenter. Halloween. I gotta try and think of some Donald Pleasance movies really quickly. Oh, Steve McQueen, though. Steve McQueen, though. Name a Steve McQueen movie. That's just poor. Really? Apparently I don't know who anyone is anymore. No idea. No idea. What a mess. We're both looking for fantasy. Nope. Now we're looking for fantasy. Prince of Persia, surely. Yes, good. Yesterday that didn't count as fantasy, it does now. It's a reasonable block. This doesn't count as fantasy. This might. Presumably the first one counts too. It does. James Cromwell is in this movie. I think Hugo Weaving is in this movie, actually. So, Lord of the Rings on the table. Oh, good. Well, finally we get some momentum. Prairie Home Companion. Flubber? Or a sci-fi, really. Okay. Jumanji there. The first one. It has Kirsten Dunst in it. Fair enough. I'll trade Jumanjis with you, I don't care. Fine. We're going into horror. Should have seen that coming, really. There's a movie I haven't played before. Did you see Duel? Well, that's something. I mean, Stacey Martin. We can think of a Stacey Martin movie. Uma Thurman, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief. They're going to play the second one. And I'm going to drop you in Indignation. Maestro, and we're blocked. Go to Shame. This is the other Steve McQueen. Serenity, Rush. And we got there. We got there. Well, happy to end up on a win. And with a video that's not 2 hours long. Alright. I might try and do some shorter ones, some single game ones, and just see if that is something people are interested in. Let me know. Are you interested in single game videos? Alright. I'll be back.